Okay, so as I was saying, there's no Black Lotus in the store or any of that. People who ask, do I have a Black Lotus? I don't. I saw one as a child and it was really ripped up. It had holes in it, like it looked like someone had chewed on it. If I had a time machine, I'd go back and get it. It'd be probably graded a 1, but I would have an official Black Lotus. It's basically destroyed at this point. So that dispels those rumors. The people that I do know have Black Lotuses, they don't want their names divulged. I've talked to a few people. Hey, I'm doing this tell-all. Is there anything that you don't want out? You don't want me to mention you at all? And none of them want to be mentioned at all. I don't blame them. There are a lot of people who are weird in the gaming community in the upstate. So we're gonna get into that part of the video. So I'm gonna put timestamps in, or if you don't want to listen to the whole video, I will split this up like I'm about to do right now. So, and I'm gonna partially name drop. I'm not gonna give these individuals last names, but one I did consider a friend, and if I consider you a friend, I'm not going to do stuff to make myself look good in front of other people. I'm not that type of individual. Anybody that I mention that I do not like in this video, I do not consider them a friend. You done me wrong. You done people I've known wrong. And it is what it is. And a lot of people go, oh, you're making this to make money. Yes, this is YouTube. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm tired of everybody asking these questions. I even got questions now, and I haven't lived in South Carolina in 3 years. So I'm just going to answer everybody's questions all at once. You can share the video. So, when working at Corner Magic, the owner Dave, when I started working there officially, got a paycheck and everything. And yes, he paid for our meals too. That's why I had Cracker Barrel and I wasn't sharing with you guys. That food was great. So I am helping out with the Magic the Gathering community. My coworker B was not in that day. So I'm helping with the Magic community, then the Yu-Gi-Oh community comes in. So there's animosity between the Yu-Gi-Oh and the Magic community at this store. It's been like that since 2004. It is what it is amongst the other players. It is what it is. I was the outlier because I played both games. So that's how I knew all these individuals I'm telling you about. So I'm helping out one individual who bought a Negan card when Secret Lairs were new. So I'm helping this gentleman out. And congratulations on being a father. You know who you are. So anyway, so I pull some cards and make some trades because I collect Ultimate Rares. If you've been following this channel since the beginning, when I first started, its name was originally Ultimate Rare. I have since changed the name. So since Ultimate Rare is my my favorite rarity, I would collect them. I had a couple cards that went up in price. I no longer wanted said cards. I decided to sell said cards on Facebook. These cards were 5 years old at the time, I believe. I made sure, so I made my own TCG Player account. This is what all this is. This is how I got that start. And the owner, he knew he did not like selling on TCG Player. So there was no conflict of interest on my part at that. So these older promo cards that I had, I decided I wanted to sell because a new set was coming out. Fast forward, nobody was buying the cards at the time. Fast forward to when I'm running 3 events at the same time. I'm running a standard event, and this is during COVID, so nothing's official. We're able to basically do what I want. Wizards shut down, Konami shut down. They're like, do whatever you want. We emailed them, hey, we got people who want to play the game, and Wizards came out and did a thing where they essentially told all the stores, organized play is shut down. Anything that you do is not on us. So the states that shut down, shut down. The states that did not want to shut down, did not shut down. And in fact, I was in South Carolina. South Carolina is a red American state, very Republican, did not shut down, as a lot of you know. Some people wanted to come, some people didn't. So anyway, so this day I had to run 3 events. I came in, I sanitized the tables, the chairs. I would come in like 2 hours or an hour to 2 hours early, sanitize the store for people that came in, because I'm like, it's a virus, whatever. You know, the people who want to come in, the store went out of pocket to make sure that we sanitized where we knew the players were sitting. Like that back corner or whatever where it's dusty, the back door, that wasn't sanitized. Don't go over there. Nobody went over there anyway. So anyway, I sanitized everything. I'm running. We have a Yu-Gi-Oh case event. We had a standard tournament that we did for, or modern for Magic. And then we were doing winner boxes for Yu-Gi-Oh. So Konami was still selling stuff. It just organized play was shut down. So at this time, I am running two winner boxes in the Magic event. The fourth event, the case tournament had not started yet. So mind you, I'm judging two events for Yu-Gi-Oh. But then at the same time, I'm also helping out the Magic players with purchases, which was a little too much to do. And then the Magic judge had not got there, and for some reason people thought I was a Magic judge. And I'm gonna let everybody know, just because somebody is an employee at a store does not mean they're a judge of a certain game. I was just a judge for Yu-Gi-Oh. That was a part of what the owner wanted me to do. I only played draft and Magic. That was the only organized play that I did, and I did play it competitively back in the day. So I'm running all three events. It's going good. I see one of our regulars, we'll just call him Eric, and Eric is playing this other guy called Frank. So Frank points something out that Eric did wrong. They backtrack on the game. They reverse the game state, and then once it's correct, because Eric tried to make a rule that he couldn't do, and once he realized it, they continued the game. I'm like, okay, cool. They didn't have to call judge or whatever. I get 2 more judge calls. At this point, I look at the clock, and for the event that Eric and Frank were playing, I call time. I visually see Frank flutter because whatever he was trying to do, he just now ran out of time. Now, mind you, this is not for rank. I think they were both like in the finals or whatever. He looks at me and he goes, do I get a time extension? And I was like, did you call for judge? Because if you call for judge and I didn't get you in time, I do allocate additional time. He said no. Then I said, no, you're in turns. He did not win that game. I didn't realize it. I was, I hate giving people the bad news. So I then go call time for the other event. I go to work. I'm in go mode. That's why if some of y'all, we had on events, I seem to be short with y'all. It wasn't me being rude. It was me trying to keep everything in track, because I like to keep, y'all's time is very precious, and I try to keep everything flowing in an orderly fashion. So I'm walking past the owner. According to the owner, Frank is cussing. He's talking shit. He's like going rah. At that point, the owner wants to kick him out. I don't know what was said. I'm never going to claim to know what was said. But the owner, he is very protective of the people who he's known for a long time who worked underneath him. Because that store was his baby before he retired from it. So he's trying to kick the guy out. I'm thinking money wise, and I we're in the back room and we're getting the prices ready for the case tournament. And I said to him, no, Dave, it was heat in the moment thing. He's here for the event. He drove 300 miles away, because where we're at is a little town called Greenville, South Carolina, and Charleston is 300 miles away. It's on the opposite end of the state. And we had people that came from Columbia, from the center. So I'm thinking, you drove 3 hours here. I didn't hear what you said. I wasn't mad. I didn't even really know who the guy was. Other people told me who he was. So it's like, whatever. So the owner's like, oh, okay, cool. Because I told him, I said, look, Dave, according to the players, he spends a lot of money. Just let him stay. We get the money. He plays. It's all good. So we let him play. Everything runs smoothly. I'm like, okay, cool. Everything ran smooth. Now, case in point, I had a good time. I'm hanging out with my friend Michael. So I didn't realize that Michael and Frank knew each other. And another reason I didn't want Frank to get kicked out was his girlfriend and child were there. I'm like, I'm not trying to embarrass the man in front of his people. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, you're making us all up. This is 4 years ago, and I still got screenshots to prove everything. I got screenshots from other people. That's why I'm able to make this video. So I'm like, it is what it is. Some people got upset at the top 8 that I was gonna let everybody play it out, but 7 out of 8 did not want to. They just wanted to split. So I rolled a die. I think it was an 8 count die. Anyway, I rolled the die. It was what it was. I didn't think nothing of it. So I get on Facebook, and one player tells me, hey guys, they're talking bad about the shop, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay. Okay, you're mad at the owner? Cool. But I saw my friend Michael dragging my name into it. And I'm like, bro, I would literally hold cards for you. I would literally tell the people, yeah, we're sold out. I would hold the cards for you for like 2 days so you could come in and get it because of your work schedule. And you're dragging my name down because, for what? Because I called Tom on your friend? Because he's mad at my boss? Like, okay. I was like, okay, wow. So I'm not gonna hang out with him anymore. So I distanced myself from him. Now, if he had a judge call, I still made the right judge call. I'm not petty like that. But I was secretly wishing that you would lose that game. So they were doing that, and they were going onto the page. They were cussing. They were doing all kinds of stuff. And as a moderator of the page, I had the same levels on Facebook as the administrator. So I couldn't kick out the administrator. But the owner did not want to deal with any of that. I was the person who had to run the Facebook page. So when you're doing derogatory things, I would delete it. Now, if you said, oh, they need to clean their store, okay, I left that up there because that's personal, that's constructive criticism. I never deleted any of those pages. I made sure to fix the issue. So while that was going on, Michael then starts telling people, oh, they're selling OTS cards online. They pull up my little page and stuff. And to get to that stuff, you had to go to my page. You had to come to my Facebook account. Not the store's Facebook page, my personal account. And in the photo, there's a counter that is has different browns. That's inside my home that I was living at the time. That was not at Corner Magic. Corner Magic did not have brown corners. Everything, like the tables are white, the back counter is all white. And I'm just like, okay, well, I get if you don't like the owner. I don't get if you like the store, but why are you dragging my name into it? So that's when I had to get into the discourse to be like, oh, look, this is my stuff. I am allowed to sell my stuff. And I made sure of that before I even posted anything online. So they made a whole big fuss of the community. Other people were asking me, oh, can I buy this card? I want to play in a tournament. We're not allowed to do that because we play by the rules. This is a business. This is what Wizards and Konami want us to do, and that's what we were going to do. We were working on getting ready to work with Nintendo, and we needed to make sure that we had everything standardized. So not breaking anybody's rules was rule number one. So they do all this, and they report it to Konami. Now, back to what I said earlier. I know certain people who knew people in Konami. Now, Konami only, and I don't care if I get in trouble with Konami, I don't even play competitively with them anymore. I know, I'm not even working at Star, I'm working for myself. So, normally when Konami contacts you, they send you an email when they want to send you an email. They contact you when they want to contact you. End of story. These fools called the store. So the manager at the time, I'm not going to say her name, she was like, Konami's on the phone. I'm thinking, okay, you joking. It's April. I'm like, oh, this must be April Fool's Day. It wasn't April Fool's Day. She's like, no, I'm serious, John. I was like, what? So I text my friend, who's a local judge. Konami is calling me. And normally he takes 10 to few hours to text back. He immediately texts back, take that call. I'm like, okay. So me and the owner and the manager were on the phone with the Konami representative. And they're asking about, we're getting reports that your store is doing X, Y, and Z. Can you explain your side of the story? So I started explaining their side of the story. Then they started asking me certain questions. The guy was like, what card were you selling? And I said, this is the name of the card. I described everything in the photo. And I had said, this is my name. I gave them my Konami ID number. And then I said, I do work for the store, but the store does not sell promos at all. This is from my own personal connection. I even gave them my TCG player number and said, account name, my store, and said, you'll see it set for this price. This store does not even have one on TCG player. So he looked at it and he goes, oh, okay. Well, everything seems legit on your end. And then they just hang up. No, thank you for having a good day. Thank you for supporting us. They just hang up. And I'm pissed. I'm just like, these knuckle draggers literally over nothing because you lost a game to a local player. And I didn't give you special treatment. You tried to harm my friend's business, drag my reputation down. And I deal with high-end collectors. There are collectors in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, I'm in Atlanta. There's collectors who are looking for stuff that I will go hunt down for them. And they do pay me a commission to find some of these rare stuff. This is why, like, if you've never seen me before, you see me at all these different stores in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Other than playing games, that's what I'm doing. At this point, I'm beyond pissed, and I'm like, okay, that's how you want to play it. That's cool. That's cool. That's fine. So I was not mad at Frank. I've only dealt with him maybe 3-4 times. His girlfriend was real cool, cute kid. I had no animosity. My issue was with Michael, my so-called friend, stabbing me in the back for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, cool. So the owner was like, he was like, I'm gonna just ban it from the store. And I said no, because this is a private meeting. This is after hours. I said no, Dave. I said no. And I said, let's let his ass come in the store. Let's let his ass come in the store. And I said, and then you put him on trespass like you did the other guy who was selling, running business inside your business, which is illegal, by the way. That's another story that I'll tell in another video. Because at this point, you had people questioning me, and I followed the book. I've helped people out with other stores. I've been in the Yu-Gi-Oh community since the game started. And the reason a lot of people know me was for a couple reasons. One, I have a twin brother, so that right there makes me a quote-unquote rare individual. You don't really see a lot of black male twins running around, especially in the nerd community. Two, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since the game came out, and a lot of the adults now in their 20s, I used to play and taught them how to play the game, built their decks, so they know me. I'm like their older brother in the game. And three, I was ranked 9 in South Carolina for years before they got rid of rankings. I was part of the original Wolfpack, not these new Wolfpacks. I was part of the original Wolfpack. I was the last person that they added when they were running around from Birmingham, Alabama, all the way up to Richmond, winning top 8s. I know guys with 30 tops, top 8s and top 4s, and regional wins. And I barely got on that team. That's how people know me. They know me from being an extremely strong player, a kind player, and someone who will help everybody out. People looked at me as a good example for the community. So at this point, I'm like, okay, you're gonna drag me through the mud. You must think I'm weak. You must think I'm some little bitch. I'm like, okay, cool. So I told them, let's embarrass his ass. Let's embarrass his ass. So one day, we had got our cases from Konami, and we were cracking cases because a lot of people like to buy singles. And I cracked 3 Starlights in a row. Each case had a Starlight. This is ones from Konami because we had 6. The other 6 we just cracked, and I don't know if anybody pulled a Starlight from them. So I cracked 3 Starlights from Konami. It was awesome. I have the photo. And I should put the photo in the video. So after we cracked it, the owner was like, okay, well, what can we do? And I said, let's give away one of the Starlights as a tournament. We're in direct competition with another store where there's bad blood. And I said, this is during COVID, there's no regionals. And I said, let's do a Starlight tournament. And I came up with the pricing. The owner gave regional level pricing and then some and said, let's just go ahead and give away the Starlight. This is what he said. This is a card I could have sold $200 like that. He wanted to give away to the community. This is the type of individual that people tried to drag down. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. No, nobody is. But when it came to running events for a game that he did not like, he went the extra mile. He did a lot of, he gave y'all so many prizes that I would not have done personally from a business standpoint. It was not about, he liked making money, but it wasn't all about the money. He wanted you to come in and to play all day. So we run the tournament. Frank comes in, Michael comes in, my homies from Columbia, Charleston, Atlanta, Charlotte, Richmond. People came in because I said, this is the event. This is the time we have to start. I cannot stop you. I even told some people, go to this hotel. It's like a minute from the store. You know, you're near food and everything. I help people with logistics of where they want to stay. So we came in. I let Michael pay his money. I knew he was going to get kicked out. I knew it. And I enjoyed every single second of it. Every single second. Period. And the reason he never got unbanned from the store, which at the time people were like, well, you could just go to another store. At that time, there was no other stores in a 30-mile radius running Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments or giving out prizes or where you could buy singles. I didn't let you get unbanned. So we start the event. We're doing everything. This is my first time head judging an event. My friend who's the official level judge with Konami, because I took the test with Konami, but they shut down, and by the time I got everything back, I had stopped playing the game. They're like, oh yeah, you're a judge. You know, here's where you can take the level 2. I was using my little connection so I could be a level 2 judge to help the community. Anyway, so he watched me. We had one guy who's a Samoan guy. He's really big. He's a really cool guy. He was security. I told him the issue. He wanted to pick Michael up and just throw him out. I said, no. And I told him, and I said, this is how I do things. Let's just watch. So we purposely waited until round 2, where this guy was 2-0, and put his ass on trespass. Because he was not just dragging my reputation down. He was dragging the store's reputation down. He was, quote, some people told me he stole. This, I'm just laying it all out there. This is what other people said that he did. I don't know if it's true, but his reputation was in the gutter at this point, and you were trying to fix your reputation by dragging me down, like the white knight of the community who's done nothing to nobody. Okay, fine, whatever. Do what you want to do. Now, what I didn't realize is that the owner had put Frank on trespass, because I had took a break. I was talking to Frank's girlfriend, and I was talking to, his little kid. I gave the little girl like some chips or something. I was like, I'll just take it out my check. She's a cute little kid or whatever. Y'all spend a lot of money to come up here. I didn't realize that Frank had went on trespass. The owner had did that. The level 2 judge friend of mine did. They kept that under wraps because apparently this guy bragged that he was banned from every store in South Carolina. And I was just like, that's not a flex. And I'll say this. From the inside out, I'm telling you guys, when you go to a store and you show your behind, and I've seen this in several states, store owners actually talk to each other. Yes, they're in direct competition, but at the same time, they're not trying to run each other out of business. They're trying to stop Walmart and Target from coming in and running them out of business. So it's like the dolphins attacking the big bad shark. That's what they're doing. So they put him on trespass. I find out when I come back from the restroom, and I'm shocked. And my thought is, well, it's your store. There ain't nothing I can do about it. I did not care at this point. All I knew was that Michael was gone. And I loved every minute of it. You really thought that you could drag my reputation down and Konami would have sided with you? No. I know people who know Julia Hedberg. Yeah. So I used to talk to tournament organizers all the time at Star City Games back in the day. You messed with the wrong person, because I had a lot of people I could have called to vouch for me. And it was so sweet watching that police officer drag you out of there. It lives rent free inside my head. It really does. But now we're going to go on to the next part of the video. And if at this point, pause the video, subscribe, because I got a lot of stories to tell you guys. Not all from me working at the shop, but a lot is from working at the shop, but there's a lot that you don't realize that I went to help a lot of different card game communities out.